Welcome Q&A gang. Welcome to the new 2021 year. I hope 2021 brings prosperous times to everybody better than 2020. I'm your co-host Quincy Sal.
I'm your co-host Ahmad Muhammad. Yours truly, Q&A. As you can see, we got to change the scenery here.
Yes, sir.
It's a new year, man. Switch it up a little bit, Trying to focus on a big growth, man.
Yes,
we
sir.
got a lot of things in store. We got new segments. We'll introduce those today in this episode. I know we said, like in the last episode, that we have a very special guest. But as you know, times have been difficult with COVID. So we got to adjust, make our pivots, make our transitions, you feel me?
Yeah.
And as we always say, we simply taking this day by day. Sit back and relax because you're listening to Q&A. Alright guys, for our first segment, it's called Find Your Way News. This is where we'll highlight many public figures within different industry sectors, whether that may be sports, that may be throughout business, that may be throughout popular culture, fashion. So we got three in specific today. So we're going to start off with sports.
Sports it is. And the first one, we got the AP athletes, the male and female of the 2020. To begin, for the male, we have LeBron James.
Shout out to that boy, King.
None other than LeBron James, doing it big at his age, was crazy, almost 40 years old, still going crazy.
He's 36.
I'm 36! I'm 36! Why is it always everybody versus me? I'm not Thanos!
36 years old, going crazy, so we congrats to LeBron James on winning that, and just...
About to explain him from just going to building his own school in Akron. He's doing a lot of stuff for the community, as well as just with pushing more than a vote. Like, as you can see with the results of the election this past year, like, it's tremendous. Like, he helped a lot with that, especially with helping voter suppression and people who are minorities that may not have the opportunity to do that. He's putting that to the forefront. He's being bigger, like he always says, being more than an athlete. We always want to stress that too. We want to be more than just this channel. Like, we always talk about that. Right. So, like, he doing that perfectly. He's finding his way. And he didn't always come from like something rich, or like he didn't come from a great upbringing. He worked for that stuff. So it's important to grow like we doing in 2021.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing about LeBron is like he's doing it big on and off the court. Especially with athletes. A lot of people like to silence athletes thinking, oh, just play sports. I remember they did the little documentary like just play, like how like athletes
shut up and dribble.
Yeah, exactly. How athletes should just only play sports and not do politicking. But LeBron is taking it to a whole new level of showing that it can be done both on the court and outside the court. And he's just a model and an idol, an idol person for everybody to look up to.
And we can't forget about our women, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Naomi Osaka, man.
Yes, sir.
She won it at the age of 23.
23, yeah.
And that's amazing. And just the things that she's doing, she's been doing stuff outside the court in tennis with her collab with Nike. She's always promoting social justice and things like that. Just at a young age, she's doing big things, and we just wish the best for her.
Yeah. I remember back in 2018 when she beat Serena Williams. I remember that was like super big, so I knew she was gonna be on the rise. I knew she was gonna be, destined for greatness. And after once beating Serena, she was the first, Japanese player to win the Grand Slam. So I knew that was huge. So I just knew I was gonna be hearing her name for years to come. So I knew she was always gonna be big. So congrats to Naomi Osaka. Yes, sir.
And then we always stress about how we want to be diverse on the channel too. And she's, multicultural, being Haitian and Japanese, and she just spreading a whole new type of culture for the sports world, and she's showing that like no matter what your background is, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Yeah. And she's continuing to do that. The culture, and one big figure that we've seen throughout 2020 is his name is Jerry Lorenzo. He just recently inked a deal with Adidas, and he's becoming the full-time basketball operations creator in that segment. And I think that's a big thing just for people who are in the fashion industry, especially within the black community. And I feel like this is a step forward when you're working with a big corporation like Adidas, and he's able to have that freedom and have some sense of ownership, and he can take control of what he's doing with his creativity.
And just another thing, what he's saying was just, being black and having something so big that so we as other like African Americans look up to that. We see him doing big. It just motivates us to do something great also in our life. And I know just like LeBron and Naomi, they're a big idol people look up to, especially like in the fashion world, working with Adidas, like Ahmad said, that's huge, and that's something to always look up to and support. And so we just congrats with that, and
Yeah, and then just adding on to that too, you could just consider how he's grown throughout that with just having his own like fear of God line with that, and he's been able to just boost it up to the point to where he grabs people's attention. And normally throughout this fashion world, you don't see it really intertwining with sports like specifically.
Yeah.
Like he's actually going to be making basketball shoes that specific athletes may be wearing on the court. Like it can be some fashion and some design put into it, but like to just fully intertwine, this is going to be something like people have never seen before.
Yeah.
And just shout out to him being able to have this opportunity, being able to do this, because this is going to push forward to where other people are going to start doing this. People who may not have had the chance in the past, and they have confidence in doing it.
Yeah.
And for the last industry sector, we got business. We're going to talk about my boy Master P, who's looking to acquire Reebok. I'll have Quincy tell a little bit more information about that to start.
So we got rapper Master P and former NBA player Baron Davis trying to acquire Reebok for reportedly $2.4 billion, which I think is huge to see two black figures both financially stable to buy Reebok, which is very big and very good for our community to give back to our community. I also think it's very special to see a rapper and an NBA player, former NBA player, try to collab to do a deal to buy out a real big company like Reebok, which I feel like is very special. I seen somebody quoted in this one little paper about it. It was saying how they were doing $1 million deals, now they're doing $1 billion deals, which I think is huge because you really don't see those black figures doing big things like this. So I think that's a real big achievement, and just I can't wait to see what they do with this, and I'm just motivated to to do big things just like them, and I just support is 100%.
Another thing to consider too is often we have a lack of access to capital too, and with this example where you can see we're obtaining that. And also one thing that Master P mentioned is he feels like Reebok is being shelled by Adidas, which Adidas actually bought out I think around 2006. So we're just trying to acquire it. He's trying to grow it because he knows within his community a lot of black people are able to consume these products, but he's trying to shift that mindset and become more of a producer and being able to grow it and obtain ownership, and not just say, oh, you have possession of this, but rather empower people and let them know that you're able to do this on your own and that you're able to grow it with the people that you've been growing up with nearly your entire life, So it's something we do collectively, and something that will inspire everyone that may not have the opportunities that everybody else towards the upper echelon of society does have. So it's a major key, man. So shout out to both of them.
Yes, sir. And I remember seeing something, it said how like Reebok, they used to be calling the shots on, them. Now it's hopefully if they get this deal right, it'll be a reverse of us black owned people, calling shots and doing it differently. So it's just a little change of scenery, I think is very big and very special for this world, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
Right, and that's not saying that put our demand on other people.
Right.
It's more of we have a lack of stuff.
Right.
So we're trying to empower and being able to be better for ourselves. So that's important. So shout out to everybody that we mentioned in Find Your Way News today.
Yes, sir.
We'll continue that for the rest of our episodes. On to the next segment.
Let's do it.
So for our next segment, we call it Quality Assessment. As you can see, Q&A. This will be a time where we'll usually interview our guests and we kind of break down how they could grow themselves, how they could better their audience of what they're doing with their own career or their own lifestyle. And for here, since we don't have a guest today, we're going to kind of break down what we think we should do better as Q&A moving forward.
Yeah. So how do you think we can grow ourselves better, Ahmad?
Honestly, the first thing I think we should do is be a lot more active, especially on just social media platforms, just because often when people don't see us for a while, they may just not forget, but it might slip their mind that we're still creating content. You want to grow something, you have to put in action. And I think that's important for us. And especially just setting goals too, because I know I kept a few things with us. I think if we were able to expand our audience just as far as subscribers on YouTube to a few hundred subscribers, that would be key for us, especially leading into 2021. And then we could get closer to being monetized. Not saying that's the main goal, But as we do that, we know we'll be able to tap into different cultures, different backgrounds, and we'll be able to understand what people are interested in. So yeah. And then another thing is, what do you think we should do with our own identity, our own brand?
Our own brand. I feel like it goes into the first question as well. It's just as with our own brand, as we grow it and everything, new doors are gonna open. So I think just with our brand as of right now, we just gotta promote it more, like on the social media platforms and everything. Just get our brand out there to be known. You know, that's the key part. And then people are gonna notice it. And then, like I said, new doors are gonna open. So we just gotta keep our brand up and steady. You know, like without COVID and everything, I know stuff as we would like to, but we're gonna start doing that more because we know that you guys want to see more, so we got to do more of this and that, and that just in return helps our brand get promoted even more as we do more videos and talk about our brand every time we do a video. So we just gotta work harder. We just gotta remember to promote more, and then our brand will grow as in relation to that.
Right. And one important thing, not just to say we're dropping it, we also have to get feedback from our customers.
Right.
I think that's an important thing.
Yeah.
So like even before we release a certain colorway or a certain design, we have to ask the people who are interested in it and see like what type of things do they like. Would you be considered this or that, and then just take it from there, because I think that's an important factor too. And then just introducing it to other people, maybe public figures too, and if they see somebody that they're inspired by wearing our own brand, that they may be more inclined to get it too. You got to think about that too.
Exactly.
Just the art of
and that's just, I feel like that's another big thing. As once other people start to buy it, they put it on their platform, and that just, you know, it works out for both of us. You know, it helps us sharing our brand and everything to help promote us more. And that's just a big thing when other people, not even big figures, just, you know, just regular people, just ordinary people, once they promote it on their, you know, social media platform, it starts to grow and grow and grow, and that's very important.
And another thing I think we should do is be more active on our blog with quincyandahmad.com too. I think that will create a sense of community, because it won't be just our feedback or our thoughts. We'll be able to have like the people who view our channel to be able to provide that insight and suggest things that they would like to see on the channel, and that would be a lot more beneficial. We want them to feel like it's something that matters, you know, something that gives value, because I feel like that's the most important thing with anybody that's creating content. If you give them some sort of value and feel like, oh, when I wake up every day, I have to go towards this certain content and like listen to it because I feel like it'll improve my day. So that's key. So I think that's pretty much a lot of the overview of what we should focus on. Especially when we get guests, we have to be more just like adamant and just willing to just put some sort of value to where they'll come on the show and they'll be very engaged and excited to talk with us.
And with going back to our blog, to do more interviews, that's a big thing. To, you know, maybe request on our blog to do an interview, or just suggest maybe you guys should try to interview this person. So, you know, just your feedback is very, you know, important, you know, for our channel to grow and everything like that. So we need that feedback from you guys. But we also have ideas as well. It just would be also great to have you guys feedback on what you guys want to know, just so we can, you know, do good things, not just with the ideas we have, but the ideas you guys have. And so that's just the relation and connection that we want to have with our public and our supporters.
Facts.
Make sure you guys stay tuned in for our next episode. We have a new segment that we're going to introduce to you guys. It's called Your Way or No Way. It's where we ask each other different career paths that we will bring into our life. And if we like it, it's your way. If we don't, no way. So make sure you guys stay tuned in for our next segment and our Q&A video. And as always,
like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Smash the like button.
Smash it, baby.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter
at Quincy and Ahmad.
Instagram,
Quincy and Ahmad.
YouTube channel,
Q&A.
Find Your Way.
Find Your Way.
You can check us out on all podcasting streaming platforms, from Spotify, Google Podcasts, to Apple Podcasts.
All platforms, baby. And to end it off, I'm your co-host, Quincy Sowell.
I'm your co-host, Ahmad Muhammad. Yours truly, Q&A.
Yours truly, baby.
We out.